Hi and welcome to another one of my painting demonstrations. Last Waterlilies we did proved very popular, so I thought I'd have a go at another one. Just chosen one that's in Japan at the moment. Again, I'm using a fairly limited palette, so I'm not going to go into this in too much detail. If you want to find out more, just pause. So off we go. For this particular demo, I thought I'd try and work in a style of Monet rather than try and slavishly copy the picture entirely. Started off using a bluey grey ground. If you're starting out with acrylics and you're not painting on a ground, I would suggest that you try it. Either an ochre or a grey ground tends to work particularly well, and Monet may have used something similar to this when he started. Just trying to block in some areas of colour now. I've put in quite a lot of delay and some time lapse at the end of this, because otherwise it does take a long time. I think Monet would have dabbed very much like this, using pure pigment and mixing mainly on the canvas, although a little bit on his palette, but he would have mixed a lot on the canvas just using the pure pigment, and this is what helps give the paintings, I think anyway, some of their sort of life and vitality. So again, working little stabbing brush strokes, and I think the more I worked on this painting, the more I started to realise that the key to it is the shape of those brush strokes. He gets a lot of textural strokes in here and the direction of the water, so it starts to shimmer. It's achieving really through swirling brush strokes looking like they're following the path of the water. So now I've skipped forwards a little bit. You can see I've just carried on in the same kind of style, mixing blues, greens, whites, a little bit of violet in there as well. The more you look at the picture, the more you see little bits of violet sort of peeping through. If you look at the actual paintings that he did close up, you can see those sort of really thick dragged areas of paint and the different directions of brush strokes. So again, I'm keeping that in mind as I'm going. So not trying to slavishly copy the painting, but just trying to do it in the style of, or using the kind of method that I think he might have used. See now, the more you start to look at the painting, you see how he's got these little suggestions of reflections of light or buildings or something in the background that's kind of playing on the water. The more you look, the more you try and examine his style, the more you kind of learn about the way he might have been putting this together. So there we have sort of the canvas at least covered. I'm not actually painting on a canvas, I'm painting on a canvas board actually. It's a linen bonded to, I think, a hardboard. And now I'm starting to look in a little bit more detail and trying to fill in and use the brush strokes to kind of suggest that swirling shadows and reflections of the water. Something that looks so random, it's quite a painstaking job this. You tend to get drawn into using slightly smaller brushes to get all those little tiny brush marks in there, so it does tend to take quite a while. So one of the dangers of painting like this is you tend to think you're finished, and I realised then that that painting wasn't finished. It just didn't look deep enough, it didn't look rich enough, so we were back to working at it again. So I realised that there just wasn't the depth in it. The foreground wasn't deep enough, the background didn't have enough contrast in it. So I started using what I'd done that I thought was a finished painting as an underpainting, and went back and redid it. So we're going to speed this up quite a lot, because I'm going to show you more or less all of, or a lot of what I was doing, but at 10 times the speed. So there we go. I hope a lot more depth in it. I hope kind of in the style of Monet, you know. I hope you enjoyed the demo. Please sort of like and subscribe, and I'll try and get some more up as we're in lockdown at the moment. If you want to see more of me or the gallery, have a look on our website or our Facebook page.